welcome to the vlog. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I have been part of a group called Rankmakers that helps home-based business owners, you know, progress in their business and gives tips and tricks to help you rank advance in your multi-level marketing business. This group on Facebook has been really helpful, helped me make my makeup business more successful, and I had the opportunity to be interviewed by one of the team members today in the group talking about my story, having cerebral palsy, and running my own makeup business. So I thought I would attach the video so that you guys can watch it. I will leave the link in the description below for the rank makers, or you can Google it or look it up on Facebook, especially if you have a home-based business. I would recommend taking a look at it because it could really benefit you. So hope you enjoy the video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give this video a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you next time.
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Here we are live in Rankmakers. Oh, Rankmaker, I love you. I'm so excited to be bringing you a special guest today to share her story. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Nicole Dormeray. I am a success consultant here with the Higdon Group. I am also one of the Higdon Group speakers, very honored to be a part of this amazing team, and super honored, super duper honored to be speaking to my friend Cassie Bear Davis today, and she's going to be sharing her story of success here since she's found Rankmakers. So I'm going to hand this over to you, Cassie, so you can introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is Cassie Davis. I am 34 years old. I've been married for almost 5 years, and I have a little 18-month-old. Hopefully she'll stay quiet, so let's pray, huh? Let's see, I live in Utah. I just like to put this out there at the very beginning, and it's not very noticeable on screen, but I was born with cerebral palsy, which basically it's your brain doesn't get enough oxygen to it when you're born, and so it causes brain damage. So I walk like a penguin with a little bit of a wobble, and I fall down a lot, but that's only part of me, but I like to get that out of the way at the very first.
I love that, Cassie. And you know what? I think it's a really commendable thing. I know that I want to ask you questions about that because I want you to talk a little bit about it, but whatever disabilities that you have that's been stamped on you doesn't define you. And so I want to talk to you about that because I know there's a lot of people here in Rankmakers and in the network marketing industry that feels the same way. We have a lot of people. And, you know, there's a person I know with Ray that walked across the stage as one of the #1 earners in the company, I think, and he was blind. Or no, that's not right. He was deaf and mute. Now, see, I'm getting it wrong, but it's okay because you have the idea of what I'm saying. And I know a lot of people know the story. If you guys know the story, just drop that in the comments. But please, also, guys, let us know that you're here with us. Drop some comments here. Cassie, I want to hear more about your story. Let's first of all, I kind of want to take you back to before you found Rankmakers. I want to find out where your headspace was when you first found this industry. What were you thinking? What was your husband thinking? You're a mom. What was it that made you go, this is it, this is for me, this is how I can make a difference?
Right. And it's funny to kind of get to where I am now, you kind of have to go back a little bit. So being born with a disability, you can either, and frankly, having any type of trial, you can either accept it, take it in stride, or moan and groan about it. And luckily, my parents from the very beginning have taught me to be confident in myself, to never give up, to adapt to your situation. So I always thought that I was a confident person. I rock the disability like nobody's business. I'm like, yeah, I walk funny, so what? But when it comes to how I look, maybe, or being good at something, that is where I've struggled. And I've always wanted to be a motivational speaker and travel the world and speak, but I've never known like how to start. So a few years ago, I was introduced into the beauty industry, and I finally felt I had found something that I had finally felt people are not going to look at the way I walk. They're going to pay attention to my face. But not only that, I felt more confident in myself that I didn't even realize I had it. So then, when I realized how much I loved this product, I wanted to share it. I told people about it. I said, you need to try this. It'll bring confidence. But I didn't think about selling it. I just told people about it. Then I said, you know what? There can be money behind this. There can be a platform behind multi-level marketing. So I signed up and I just did it for fun. And then I discovered rankmakers and realized like you can change the world doing multi-level marketing. And that's kind of how I got into rankmakers, and I started with just a monthly subscription, and he hooked me, and I'm a lifer. So yeah.
I love that. He hooks everybody. He hooks everybody. That's fantastic. So, you know, that's a powerful thing, because I think a lot of people get into network marketing because they found something, either a product or a business, an idea that has changed their life for the better. And they wanted to turn around and they wanted to give it to someone else. It sounds like that's what it was. You mentioned the word confidence. It gave you more confidence. And as a woman, you wanted to be able to turn around and give that to other people, right? Other women and to empower them to feel more confident. That's very exciting. I love that. Okay, so this is what I want to talk about. Give me an idea of where, because you said you always, from a young age, you wanted to be a speaker. You had a message, you had a mission, and it sounds like it's something maybe that was instilled in you. You were well formed by your parents to be bigger, to know that you are powerful. You have something that you need to give this world and make a massive impact. So what has network marketing done? First of all, let's start here before we move to that. I don't want to go from A to Z. Let's go to B. What has Rankmakers done for your business to date?
Well, I think the number one thing is Ray has taught me to not be afraid of no. And who cares if people get sick of you posting every single day? If they don't want to listen, if they don't want to watch, then they don't need to watch. And so I feel like I'm able to post more things, and so what if people don't like it, you know? And the more no's you get, or they're not no's, they're laters, the more laters you get, the more yeses they become. And so I could care less if people get annoyed with me. I don't even think about that. And so Rankmakers has just instilled that principle in me that I already felt that way about certain things, but like as far as the business goes, that's really helped.
That's fantastic. So you're saying that it's helped you understand how to reach out to people properly, how to post properly without regret, right?
Mm-hmm.
How to follow up, which is incredibly important when you do, because you said you get no's, but it could just mean not right now, right?
Right.
That's important. And then learning how to embrace the no's. You know, it's almost like Pavlov's dog, if you understand what that means. You know, there was a bell that rang. He taught his dog how to be hungry or expect food from that little bell going off. And it's the same thing with a no. A no means maybe not right now, but it also means that you're in action. I think a lot of people forget that hearing the word no means you're doing the action steps that are going to get you paid. Being afraid of that no is not going to get you paid, right?
Right. Well, and I think too, like for me, I I post more than just, my company, my product. And some of my no's have turned into guest spots in blogs or on podcasts. They don't want to talk about my product, but they've heard about my story and they want to hear my story. So it can turn into other things, which is what I've wanted.
That's really, really exciting. And I know so many people just like you, Cassie, that started out in network marketing and it grew to something so much bigger than themselves, so much bigger than any vision that they ever had in the beginning. And so now let's talk about that. I want to hear about what has been happening, because clearly you've blended your business with your family, but also with multiple sclerosis, right? I mean,
Or cerebral palsy.
I'm so sorry. Forgive
No,
me.
you're fine.
Cerebral palsy. And so can you give people a little bit more of an idea of where you're taking this, what you're blending this business with what you've experienced and other people have experienced? Because I love seeing people on fire that have a passion and it's such a fire in their belly to move forward and make such great change and such a massive impact on people that don't feel like they're worthy enough. So what has that done and where is that leading? Let's talk about that vision.
So when I started in the business part, I thought, I could sell this, I can do this, I can build a team, but this is going to turn into, they're not even going to talk about my product as much. This is going to turn into something bigger. And Ray always talks about you're gonna be going across the stage. If you want that, you have to work for it. I want that in the aspect of I want to tell people my story. I don't need to walk across the stage to be recognized for how much money I've made. I would much rather walk across a stage to say, look at me, this is where I was, this is where I am, and this is where you can be. So that is my vision, is taking the company and turning me into that brand, I guess.
That's fantastic. I love that, Cassie. And so do you have any ideas right now of what you want to do and how you want to implement that?
For starters, I convinced my husband to do Rankmakers live with me. So we were going to go together, but now it's, virtual. So, I mean, he's been on the fence with this whole thing, but he sees how much that I love it. So personal development is huge. Became a Rankmaker lifer. I'm looking into the inner circle, Rankmakers live. Any opportunity that I have to share my message, I'll share it. Talk about my company, talk about how it's changed my life, talk about my family. I have a YouTube channel that follows me as a disabled mom, and I talk about the struggles and the victories. Just anytime I can share it. And I mean, look where I am. I'm being interviewed in Rankmakers. So, I mean, I couldn't ask for anything better than that at this point.
Right. And it's just the beginning. I love how you're casting your vision and you're playing bigger. And, I think it's important that we all remember that there are a lot of people here, Cassie, that one of their biggest excuses for not getting into action or feeling like they're stuck or sometimes quitting is because their spouse or significant other isn't completely on board with them. And I will tell you, I heard it one time before. It was on stage years ago. I heard a woman say, embrace your spouse. You did not marry them to get into network marketing. If this is not for them, that's fine. Make it for you. This is you. Love your spouse 10 times more. Love them where they're at, right? But I think that's a message for a lot of people here that's going, ooh, I don't know. But for you personally, your husband was on board in the beginning. How long have you been in the industry, Cassie?
So I just celebrated my 1 year anniversary. So
That's fantastic. Congratulations. That's awesome. And that's kind of like teachers. They got to get past that first year
yes.
to see if they're going to actually come back. And it's the same with network marketing. You hit that first year, you get your feet wet, you got it, you know, you get some speed underneath you and you understand what you're doing. And of course, for anybody that's coming into Rank Makers, it goes a little bit faster because you're doing it properly and with the right consistency and mindset trainings. So for you and your husband, I love that you guys are going to be attending the virtual event together. That's exciting. And that this is what I love, the fact that you attending this event together and him partnering up with you in this business and understanding how this is going to be the beginning of something so much bigger. He's going to be a part of that entire journey with you as you guys cast vision together and make a massive impact. I think even on marriages and disabilities and just the whole idea of the passion, living that passion to its fullest. So with that, where do you see your business taking you? What is it that you're looking at right now
Well,
that you want to see happen?
as I've talked to my husband, now I want to be clear. He did say refund my virtual ticket, but I will still support you and maybe I can watch some with you, but I just wanted to, but he definitely he wants me to do it because I want to do it, not because we need more money, not because this or that. But what I see happening is I'm a social worker, so my other job is I do counseling, and I love it. But I love my other business to a point where I want to get where I can just do this business, and not because I have to, but because I want to. And I want to go to conferences, and I'm going to be one of those people on stage, whether it's at my company event or somebody asked me to come speak. That is my goal. It has nothing to do with money. I want to use this platform to travel the world and speak. And this might be a weird way to go about it, but it's the way I chose. So
that's okay. I'm going to ask you, may I have your permission to be bold with you? Because I think this can answer a question for a lot of people.
Sure.
Okay. When people get into Rank Makers and they start growing, there are growing pains because you have to see yourself properly. You know, you've got to see where you need to become better, not just in your business, but in your home life, in whatever dreams that you have. What are you doing to reach them? You don't get anything for nothing, right?
Right.
And so you mentioned earlier that perhaps Inner Circle would be an option for you. That would be the next big step for you. I think that a lot of people are thinking that, and there's such a fear of moving forward because they don't trust themselves. So my question to you is, what things or weaknesses or inconsistencies did you learn about yourself when you joined Rank Makers? Grow in order to become, you know, your end all be all right now for the time being is being on stage and speaking about all the amazing topics we just talked about. But where do you feel Rank Makers has shown you need to grow?
The biggest thing was prospecting and follow up. I was doing prospecting all wrong. Everything Ray says not to do, that's what I was doing. So to be able to learn how to prospect correctly, follow up correctly, I have a team of only 2, so we're small, but I'm learning. I had to start over with them. I said, you know what? I've been a bad leader, so let's just start over. So that's been the number one is prospecting, follow up, culture, fear, like your own fear of, am I gonna fail? Like, yes, you are gonna fail. I am still not where I want to be. I have not rank advanced as fast as I wanted, but I've done so much more with my business since joining Rank Makers.
That's amazing. I love that. You want to hear a secret? A lot of people don't know. I actually had to start my business over from scratch. I went from an incredibly large foundation team and I had to start over with no one. And so I've been there, and I had to do it. Thank goodness I did it after I was in Rankmakers, but it was one of those things where I learned everything I needed, and I had that foundation to move forward and do it properly again. And it wasn't by choice. It was a thing. It happened, and I had no choice. I had to start over. But because I had the foundation that Ray has given us, and I understood that having a mentor and getting through those tough times was going to keep me, it was going to keep me sane. It was going to keep me consistent, and it was going to make me stronger. And I knew that people needed to hear that story. And it sounds like you have the same story. It's okay. 2 is amazing, because you can do phenomenal things with 2 people that have the same belief and passions that you have. So for anyone that's here that's saying, I don't have a big team, you do. You have more than you. And that's amazing. And I just, even for people that are starting out, you may be new, or you feel like, oh, I don't know where to go. Let me tell you something, guys. Just being in here and doing the daily action steps is a phenomenal thing that 95% of people just don't want to do. And that means being consistent to your passions, to your dreams, living it every day, and of course, having fun. So is there anything else that you would like to say to anyone, Cassie? I would love for you to kind of share your knowledge and wisdom with living the life that you live, blending your family, blending anything that you have, any type of extremities that you have that may be different from other people. Do you understand what I'm saying? What kind of advice can you give people right now?
So I want to start with Rankmakers, and then I'll end with like personal stuff. If you stop being consistent, if you stop doing the action steps, it's going to get harder. Does that mean you can't get back on? Absolutely not. But I'm just saying, like, 2 months ago was my highest selling month, and the last 2 have been rough, and I'm like, what's going on? Oh, I've watched every Ray daily, but not on the day, which is fine. But for me, I got to do it on the day, or I'm not going to do it. I haven't done every single action step. So I could sit here and beat myself up, or I could just say, tomorrow I'm going to start over. So that, don't beat yourself up to where you stop. Just start over. The other great thing about Rankmakers, and I think probably Inner Circle, is the ability to be accountable to somebody. That's why Ray has the tracker. There are times where I'm like, I don't want to mark 0 on that tracker, so I'm going to prospect for 10 minutes just so that I don't have to put 0. So Rankmakers is only going to work if you do the stuff. If you don't do it, it's not going to work. So that's my soapbox about Rankmakers.
No, I think that's amazing. And that's what I teach on too. I mean, basically do the daily action step, fill out the tracker, rinse and repeat, right? That's what you do. And have fun while you're doing it. Don't beat yourself up. Life happens. Life happens. Cassie, it has been such a pleasure. Yes, do you have something else you'd like to say?
Just one more thing. Of course. So I feel like I was given my disability to share this message, to share, like, to not give up on yourself. And some of you may not have a disability that you can see, but all of us have some type of struggle that's either hidden or that people can see. You can either waste your time feeling sorry for yourself, and it's still going to be there, or you can say, I'm going to give myself 5 minutes to be mad, and then I'm going to do the rest to change the world. Like, however much time you spend complaining, it's not going to change your result. So get up, chin up, find something to be grateful for, and just go out there, and don't let yourself, your circumstance, or other people tell you you're not going to succeed, because they don't know what they're talking about. So
absolutely 100% agree with you, Cassie. And yes, you just cannot be in that victim mentality or their self-pity, because it serves no one, right? Thank you so much for sharing that. I think that it's so important that people understand that we're all human. We're all going to fail, but we need to fail forward. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Cassie. Cassie Baird Davis, Rankmaker, thank you so much for joining us. Have a fantastic afternoon, and we'll be seeing you around the block. Thanks again, Cassie, for being with us today.
Thank you.
Take care.